The Belize Audubon Society is the largest NGO in Belize. We have been managing protected areas since 1969.
The SACD has been around since 2008, thereabout. We signed our first co-management agreement with the Forest Department for the Coral Bay in 2012.
Well, our organization is Steadfast Tourism and Conservation Association, STACA for short. So we are a community-based organization, primarily based in the Steadfast Village or the larger Stann Creek Valley. Definitely, it's something different that PACT is doing in that they're not doing short-term projects, but it's a long-term investment strategy. It helps us put together the things in place, build a foundation for us to work towards these goals and be able to continue working on them even when the program has been completed.
For the conservation investment, it's different because it's more of a long-term partnership that exists. And so you have more of that security over a long-term period, which means that it provides the opportunity for the leveraging of additional funding, provided that PACT is already committed under the conservation investment, a level of support that is partially mid-term to long-term, no, in terms of what it has committed. To me, it's a better system in terms of what it provides as well. We now know that it also provides for operational expenses as it relates to, to salaries for rangers and for technical staff, key field staff, and so forth, which was something that was limited in the previous setup.
We know that financial sustainability is a key area that PACT is trying to achieve within these protected areas, and so through our infrastructure improvements such as the kitchen facility and also installing new signs at St. Herman's, it's improving the visitor experience, and as a result, it's going to help us generate revenues by our visitors promoting our sites based on their great experience at these protected areas.
Now that we have a business structure, we're looking at possibility of establishing several anchor businesses that should not look only for the benefit of SACD from an income generating perspective, but also providing or increasing employment opportunities.
Of course, we're also working on building our capacity to generate other forms of income. One of them being obviously the National Park as a tourism destination. So we host local visitors, international visitors into the national park, and their contributions to the fees and through other means of support, then that makes up the main component of our funds. Of course, we try to work on leveraging additional funds through other programs, other projects from other donors within the country and outside.
For us and for many of the others that were provided were 3 years, and so that gave us enough time to not just time but capacity in terms of how much leveraging can happen, and it has assisted us in trying to access additional funding from new grantees.
During COVID, we were on lockdown and we weren't generating revenues as how we normally do. We had to downsize, and also because of the downsizing of our human resources, we had to look at our original work plans and operational plans and see what we have to reduce, but there are certain things that we cannot stop doing.
At first, when we had to close down the office and work from home, it was difficult. I don't think anybody in Sardinia or anybody at our staff level was actually prepared to take an office home. Fortunately, we were in a position that we were able to maintain our staff moving forward without having to release anybody or reduce anybody's salaries. Our capacity has been as such where we don't have excessive staff that we can't maintain.
The services that we offer are tourism-based. So, of course, when the visitation came to a stop, when there was no foreign visitation and only limited local tourism, then obviously that put a huge dent into our income streams. Definitely, we saw the impact of that mostly last year, 2020, and now we're already in the state of recovery. But of course, we have to bear in mind that the pandemic has not stopped, and it's really not something that we can know how to anticipate because it changes.
For us, previously depending only on grants and then moving into tourism as an alternative, but now noticing that even the tourism could get impacted, then we have to think about, what other opportunities there are.